So one of my questions is, this is your first time in Europe?
I was in Europe in 1984 or 5.
Oh, okay.
I think it was 1985 with Trey Anastasio from Fish, and
yeah.
John Fishman, and another guy, and we did some busking.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Yeah, where?
Well, we played mostly in Germany and Heidelberg, and they made us leave because we had electric instruments. We went to Munich and Frankfurt, and then I went home. It wasn't so good. We didn't have enough money.
Yeah, that's the difficult part, of course.
But it's a lot different now. I didn't get searched at the border going into Germany.
No, that's right. You can.
Now you can see where the buildings were. So I like that.
Yeah, we also we can just cross the border whenever we like. So that's easy.
Yeah, it makes it easier.
Yeah, and now you're in Europe for this tour. Just Holland or just Germany?
Just Holland right now. Sort of gonna see how it is and shake some hands and you know the idea is to find the best possible booking agent.
Okay. Yeah, sure.
And my label is pushing very, very hard.
Yes, you've signed the MIG. Yeah. And what was that?
MIG along with Dust on the Tracks, don't forget.
Dust on the Tracks, that's what Bernd told us already. Yeah. So when did you sign?
I think it was somewhere back in April.
In April last year.
Yeah,
sure. So that was when you already released your CD, Left for Dead.
I released Left for Dead by myself on CD Baby. It's sort of a do-it-yourself website. So I sold a few hundred copies, and I was happy to have it picked up and be able to be distributed in Europe. And now
left for dead.
I grew up in Cincinnati and Indianapolis, and in between rows of corn, and I grew up listening to it was sort of a mixture of British Invasion and some Southern rock, a lot of Leonard Skinner, Allman Brothers, but also Jimi Hendrix and Pink Floyd and Deep Purple. Machine Head was one. I had it on 8-track.
Really? Yeah.
And but I like some other stuff like Flock Hat and Rush and Van Halen.
The heavy stuff.
Yeah. Kind of a smattering. I mean, I really love Steely Dan too.
Yeah, me too. That's smooth.
Yeah, anything. I'm a sucker for a good song. I mean, if you give me an acoustic guitar, I could play hours and hours of Neil Young, David Bowie songs, Lou Reed. I really like songs, anything with a good song, but also a good guitar solo.
Yeah.
The first solo I ever tried to learn was a Freebird, and it's sort of a dictionary of all the rock and blues licks. But I didn't realize that I was listening to music that was based on American blues. To me, it was just rock.
It just sounded good.
I didn't go to class. Nobody taught me, where the music came from and everything. And so later on in life, I realized that, British Invasion would have been nowhere without Robert Johnson, Muddy Waters, Freddie King, Albert King, B.B. King.
Oh, Washed up in the city on the wind. Take a whole month of Sundays. I'll tell you about all the places I have been. I moved to England and I'm waiting for the Queen. She really dug my style, but man, the Queen was my thing. I'm going back to Dallas, living in the palace of the King. Looking out to Russia, but Moscow was way too cold. Went out to Denmark, but the women were much too old. Make you smile with baby, though he played. His name was Freddie King, he played the blues. I'm going back to Dallas, living in the palace of the King. I'm living in the palace of the King. I'm living in the palace. It ain't the same, baby.
I heard your family is a famous family in the States. How was it to become into music when most of your family is more into political things?
Well,
or business, or
yeah, my father's a very successful businessman. My grandfather, my great-grandfather, very successful businessman from Cincinnati, and they were in the broadcasting business.
Oh, really?
And I just, once I found the guitar, it was sort of all over for me. That's all I wanted to do, play guitar. And yeah, it's a little bit hard, but I have some aunts who are artists.
Oh.
You know, and my grandmother's a bit of an artist too. You know, painter. So
creative type.
Yeah, maybe it's not so unusual, but maybe unusual for the man. You know, in the family.
Guess so. Yeah.
An artist, and I've tried some other things, but my heart's not in it. So that's just music. If I just focus on music, then I'm okay.
Okay. So it was accepted.
Yeah, eventually. It was my dad. My dad plays banjo, and he likes Dixieland music, and he plays piano, and he was very happy that I learned to play guitar. But when I wanted to do it professionally, he was very upset.
Yeah.
Until I got my first record deal.
He was proud, right?
Yeah, and then he kind of thought, oh, maybe there is something to this. My thing.
Just bit music for fun and that's it?
Yeah, well, and then I'd ask myself, what is it that I want to do? If I'm going to start something and do it for the rest of my life, what do I want it to be?
Sure.
And so I thought, I have no idea. But I really like ZZ Top. So I started, I put together a little band, and we were going to do a ZZ Top kind of tribute thing, maybe play a couple of shows or something. Another friend of mine, Jimmy Paulson, who was in the band called the Lemons. They were a Seattle band that was sort of a, they were like, if your guitar player's guitar player, they were a band member's band. They were a big influence on a lot of the other Seattle bands, and they never really were super successful. But their guitar player guy, really motivated guy, he said, "Hey, let's do a ZZ Top, thing."
Yeah.
He never ended up doing it. And while we were doing ZZ Top songs, and I was on YouTube saying, that song faded out on the record. How did they end that?
Oh, really?
And so I looked at it, and I see this picture of Freddie King. I'm like, Freddie King? Freddie King rings a bell. And so I started looking at Freddie King, and I got a DVD, and that was it. I'm like, I want to do that. That's awesome.
How do you write songs? How do you sit down, or do you do it on the road, or do you do it
Sometimes I sit down and build a song, and other times they fall out of the sky.
Oh, really? Yeah.
I have a new song that nobody's heard yet. It's called Barrio.
Barrio?
The Barrio, and it's
Barrio,
a perfect
okay.
example. It just, I sat down one day and it just came out. It's not like I would ever write a song like that. It was just there. And I was lucky that I was able to catch it as it was falling.
Yeah, sure.
But, you know, other stuff, you know, I'm always trying to look for something different, a different maybe angle. I think that a lot of blues rock artists, they play a lot of the same thing. But I think a lot of blues fans want to hear the same stuff. There are a lot of traditional blues purists that won't like what I'm doing. But I think it's been done for so long. And the reason that they like it so much is because those guys that created that music were doing something very radical and very different at the time.
Yes.
And I think really to be a decent artist, you need to find something new. You need to add something to the genre.
Yeah.
And, you know, that's what I'm trying to do, put my little stamp on it.
I guess you succeeded because when I listen to the album, it's every song is very different, but the whole album is very complete. It's very broad, but it's.
That's funny you say that because I think Left for Dead is a bit eclectic because I'm trying some different things. You know, Ain't No Game is sort of a heavy, sort of like almost a grunge blues.
Yeah.
You know, but then there's Blue Lady, where, you know, I feel so liberated that I can be in a band where I can, you know, play a song with these kind of jazz chords in it, but still have it kind of be accepted as a bluesy kind of tune.
It's a very complete package, but like I said, it's every song is so different, and including the covers, a lot of good covers. Did you have any difficulties with choosing from which covers I'm gonna play or which one I'm gonna put on an album? For instance, when the levee breaks.
Well, okay, there's a story behind it.
There's a story about that, I hope, because it's a great song.
Well, you know, honestly, I didn't want to put that on the CD.
Oh, tell me about it.
I didn't. We recorded that for our own pleasure because I really love that song. But
from Led Zeppelin?
From Led Zeppelin, you know, that's the fourth Led Zeppelin album is one of my favorite rock albums of all time because it has so much, you know, it's you know, Stairway to Heaven, you know, Black Dog, but you got Four Sticks, Misty Mountain Hop. I mean, it's a very eclectic kind of record, but it somehow all hangs together very, very well.
Yeah.
But Levee Breaks, it always seemed like, man, that could be heavier. And they played it somewhere around F, and then we dropped it down, you know, F, E, E flat, D. We actually played it C sharp.
I got no place to stay. I work on the living, mama, both night and day. so hard to keep the water. When they're trying to make you way home, don't know which way to go. You're going down south, they got no work for you if you don't know about just how it goes. Come on, pretty mama, what am I supposed to do? Ain't got nobody to tell my troubles to. Come on, pretty baby, what am I supposed to do? Ain't got nobody to tell my troubles to. Crying won't help you, I'm praying won't do you no good. When the liver breaks, so mama, you got to lose. All last night, I sat up there in all last night, I sat up there in I think about my baby, I see going down, going down.